What's up, everyone, and welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron, and today we're checking out the new album, The Fear of Letting Go, by the band Holofront. This is the first studio album from the metalcore group. They've been around since 2016, however, I didn't really find them until they released their sophomore album, Loose Threads, in 2020, which I gotta admit, I like quite a bit. They had brought like a traditional metalcore sound with some unique melodies that, I don't know, I just fell in love with. And their third studio album, the last record they produced, The Price of Dreaming, was a little more mainstream sounding due to the use of clean vocals being a little bit more prominent, but they still have some absolute bangers on there. For instance, Self-Sabotage is one of the best songs that they've ever done. Vocalist Tyler Tate said that this new album is about learning to let go of situations that you can't control and learning how to move on through it and how to just how to let go of it. They had to definitely navigate their way through some tough times since their last album came out. They had a lawsuit dealing with insurance, and even though this record was already out by the time this happened, or already finished being made by the time this happened, they also had vocalist and guitarist Dakota Alvarez depart from the band as he's pursuing other things in his life. And I don't know, I'm just glad that this band was able to make it through all these things that could easily just completely break them up, with lawsuits and losing money and having a band member just leave. And it's just, yeah, I'm glad these guys were able to make it through. The opening track, The Fear Of, gets right to the point with really well written lyrics in the verse and a pounding rhythm. It communicates the feeling of anxieties when facing the unknown in the chorus, which just sounds okay. It's just a little generic. The main thing that I enjoyed the most about this song was the music in it and the drop as it goes into the bridge. That I can listen to that over and over and over again, where he says feels like he's sinking, where in reality, musically, it feels like the whole thing is just floating. And then we have one of the singles that they released, We Are All Left Suffering. I don't really care too much for the verse, admittedly. I mean, the bass line sounds good. It's just the clean vocals. I mean, it's just a single, so it does what it does. But the transition from the verse into the pre-chorus and the chorus is just absolutely magical. The chorus does have a generic sound to it. It's not bad. It works pretty good as a single. It gets people's attention. I don't know. I didn't really care too much for the clean vocals and the melodies they used in this. It just felt a little too mainstream, a little too single-ish. Will I Run has great emotion, as it's kind of more of a slow song, I guess you could say. It gets a little personal as he's asking himself if he will run away from his fears, or when he starts to feel the symptoms of anxiety, of a racing heart, will he flee from whatever situation he's in? The distorted vocals accent the cleans really well, emphasizing the frustration that he feels from these moments. And then we have the song Over the Cradle, which is one of the most saddest, heartfelt, touching songs, talking about his neglect as a child and how he felt abandoned from his mom. It's really powerful, as he's basically just saying he chooses forgiveness in the chorus. And the whole song is talking about how she doesn't know how much it really affected him, and yet he still is able to look past all this and forgive her for it, even though she may never even know. The music holds a lot of sadness in it as well, and a little bit of clarity as it's going into verse 2. It's just a really heavy song. And the next three songs, I kind of grouped them together. Crash and Burn is super heavy and it's very aggressive. The chorus is great with snarly, distorted vocals. JT is featured in verse 2, and he adds a lot of dynamics to this. Even before I knew that he was in this, as soon as he came in, it was very noticeable of who was taking over. And I love that this is a great song for moshing, but it still has a good purpose within the lyrics. It's not just there to be super heavy. And then we have the song Under Pressure, which continues the aggression and has a solid riff in the verse. The chorus is just, I don't know, it's just all right. The duet between the clean and the distorted vocals helped out a lot. The breakdown is just absolutely gnarly. The only issue I really had with this song is it started to feel a little repetitive, especially when the chorus hits that last time around. It's just, I don't know, it's a long chorus, and the last time it comes around, you feel like it could have ended just before the chorus comes in. And then we have Breaking Teeth. This feels like another mosh-inducing song, and the issue that I have with this one at this point out of the three is these three songs, the rhythm just kind of all feels the same. Musically, it feels the same. It has that kind of rolly, bouncy kind of rhythm to it, and they all kind of blur together. This one definitely being the heaviest out of all of them. It feels a little generic in terms of the lyrics, where this one doesn't hold as much of a personal message. It's a little bit more just out there for everybody. The vocals definitely help out a lot, especially in verse 2. And regardless of this song's flaws, I still enjoyed this one, and all three of them, if I'm going to be completely honest. Stay With Me is another slow song. He's asking a significant other to basically come back because he had issues in his life, mental health, I'm assuming. And he's basically saying, I'm better now, come back to me. The vocals sound absolutely great in the mix. As the clean vocals are a little bit further behind, where the distorted vocals are more out in front. And you can hear, again, like the difference between desperation and frustration within this song. The drums work really well to push the song forward. This one, I gotta admit, I got kind of bored, especially like, I don't know, my third or fourth listen through, just because not a whole lot of substance there. The desperation in it, compared to all the other songs where he has like a lot more clarity and he's moving past different things, I feel like this song makes it feel like he's still kind of stuck within some of these mental issues. And then we have my favorite song, Good Things Never Last. Honestly, this one, it starts out kind of sounding exactly the same as Breaking Teeth, but it definitely has a stronger melody that I liked a lot. Verse 2 is absolutely nasty with the crazy guitar riff and snarling vocals. I really liked just the pre-chorus and the chorus rhythm. The chorus is just absolutely addicting. The lyrics are very well written, and the lead guitar adds a lot of cool dynamics in the breakdown. I don't know, and this might be one of my favorite songs that they've released, especially between the past two albums. This one is just fantastic. Even once I was done with my review, I kept going back to this one just to listen to it for my own personal enjoyment. And that brings us to the closing track, Letting Go, where the album starts off with the fear of, goes through all these different emotions, and we get to the closing track, Letting Go. Tyler said that this song it could have been more about like a romantic relationship when he was writing it, but as time went on and Dakota left the band, he says it's actually more about Dakota leaving the band more than anything else. Someone that he thought he would never lose. He thought that him and Dakota would be doing this for like 20 years. And you could really hear the passion between both of the vocalists, as this is something that they both had to learn how to let go of. Tyler said that he needed to basically let go of Dakota and his desire to leave the band, and Dakota had to come to terms with, this is just too much for me now and I need to let go of the band. It's really cool, even though they weren't dealing with it during the songwriting and even the making of this. Afterwards they look back at it, and there's a cool interview where he talks about how he's just like, it was just there the whole time. I really love the progression that this band has gone through, the progression and the growth since their last album, The Price of Dreaming. Not just musically, but lyrically. I feel like they've grown so much in terms of what they've been going through in life. A lot of bands get stuck in writing the same thing. And people go through loss and they get stuck in there, and they go through different emotions through loss and different things in life. And sometimes a lot of music gets stuck on just one thing. Somebody will hurt somebody, especially metalcore. Somebody will hurt somebody and they'll just unleash the anger on them with every single album. And I feel like it's really cool when bands are able to move on and have albums about different subjects. And I feel like this one is really, it's like a breath of fresh air. It feels so good to listen to an album with someone who's talking very openly about the things that they've been going through. It's very personal. The overall flow of this record is really good. There's no dull moments for sure. Even on the slower song, Stay With Me, it has its more aggressive, heavier moments to it without really losing the substance of what it's supposed to be. But some of the songs do blend together. Like there's those three where it kind of makes it feel like it's the same song over and over and over again. And I feel like they reuse a lot of the same rhythm and the same instrumentation. Sure, they do change it up, and the melodies are kind of cool, but I don't know, I feel like they kind of musically fell into a rut of doing the same thing almost over and over and over and over again throughout this entire album. Sure, it changes, but more or less it's mostly just the tempo that I could really hear is changing, and just tiny little things here and there. But there's nothing, like if there's an instrumental, almost every song would be like pretty dang close to the same. So with all that said, I gotta give The Fear of Letting Go by Hollow Front a 7.7 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty big popular record within the metalcore community. I feel like it's going to get a lot of love. So leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of it, what you would rate it, and what your favorite song is. And if you enjoyed this video, you want to continue to see more, you want to help me out with YouTube's algorithm, don't forget to give this video a like. If anything, it'll show YouTube that you're interested in my videos, and it'll keep recommending my videos to you in your recommended section on YouTube. Even if you're not subscribed, and ring the bell icon, or even if you do, sometimes that isn't enough, especially if you don't interact with the videos. So yeah, doing that helps out a lot. And if you do want to help support me and my channel, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon. And I just want to thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. I appreciate it more than you could ever imagine. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time.